In Uma Musume, your horse is going to have 5 stats. There's speed, stamina, power, guts, and wit. Let's go over how each of these work. In this video, I'm going to touch on stamina and guts because when I recorded this, the video ended up being like really long. So if you want to hear about speed, power, and wit, you can look at the video before this. Now let's talk about another important stat, it's stamina. So stamina basically at the beginning of the race is converted to your HP. So HP is sort of like your energy. It's how long your horse is going to hold out during a race. So if during the last spurt you run out of HP, your horse is not going to ever hit its top speed. It's actually going to go down to its minimum speed. And here's sort of the formula on how your max HP is calculated. And it is affected by your strategy, your course distance, etc. So why is stamina so important? Well, it really affects your speed because you could have like the best speed, like 1200 speed or 2000 speed, whatever it is. But your speed's not going to do anything if you run out of HP. So that's why it's super important to not skimp out on stamina, especially if you're on longer tracks. I found this interesting chart that sort of shows like required stamina by strategy, by mile, by how many gold skills, recovery skills you have. So you could sort of see like how much stamina you truly need. I found some sources that basically say like in general for sprint, you want between 400 to 600, miles between 500 to 800, mid is 800 to 1000, and then long is 1000 to 1200. And this actually changes a little bit if you're actually doing a career run because all your stats don't need to be as high because they sort of inflate your stats by 400 for your career runs. So, you know, in the actual career for sprint, you don't really need any stamina. For mile, you need about 200 to 300 stamina. For mid, you need 300 to 500, and long, you need about 600 at least. So basically what this means is for your career runs, you can get away with using less stamina, but if you want to do well on PvP or like future events, you want to make sure your stamina is pretty high. And finally, let's talk about guts. So I feel bad saying this, guts isn't as useful when there's a lot of it, but you do need a small amount of it. So in general, what happens is guts is super helpful because it actually lowers down your HP consumption at the last part of the race. Here is the formula above. In general, what you want to do is you want to have maybe around 300 to 400 guts. If you want to be specific by the type of race, you want to have at least 210 per sprint. For mile and dirt, you want 260. For medium races, you want 320. And then for long races, if it's about a 3,000 meter race, you have to have at least 380 guts. And if it's a 3,600 meter race, you want to at least have 440 guts. I found this chart online using resources, and basically what it's kind of showing is your guts versus like how much HP or stamina it's sort of adding on, right? So basically, if you don't hit your guts threshold for the type of race you're running, then you're sort of losing out on stamina and it's actually hurting your HP consumption. So you have to at least hit your guts threshold, but after that, it's a lot of diminishing returns for gaining stamina. That's why they say, you know, too much guts isn't always that good. Thank you so much for watching this video on how stats work. If you have any questions, please ask me in the comments below, and I'll be sure to put out more guides. I hope they're being helpful. Thanks so much, and good luck with your Umas. Bye!